Hello, you souls of pure magnificence. It's wonderful to be back with you here. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Do you like the setting that I'm in? I'm loving the red. I've got to say it's very powerful, but it also conjures up all sorts of imagery, doesn't it? Because in this video, I'm going to be talking about fear, good versus evil. We know evil is existing on the planet right now. Does it exist in the spiritual dimensions too? And how can we embody more unconditional love? Okay, so the guides have been around me a lot this week and inspired me, particularly White Feather, to make this video for you guys. I know that they want to get this information out there via my channel, and so I'm going to do my best to honour the teachings that they've given me throughout this week. You can hopefully then mull over it in your own mind, take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't. So I'm sitting in this powerful red light today to make this video. I'm hoping that you can see me well enough on my face, but the effect is just exactly what I wanted to create, because even though red is a very creative power and it's a very grounding power of this earthly world, it also often is used to depict evil, menacing, scary. So fear then. Many people mistake love and fear. It is very normal for people to experience what they believe to be love when in fact it's actually fear. And because these two things can get very complicated and mixed up sometimes we may believe that we're operating out of love when in fact, if we explored it well enough within our soul self, we'd realise that we're operating out of fear. Fear is the complete opposite to love. Now, White Feather explained to me, using an analogy that I know has been used to teach, but he brought it to my attention, that God is a play on words for good, and that the devil is a play on words for evil. The evil, the evil. Now I'm going to put it to you in this video that love is the equivalent to God, goodliness, and fear is the equivalent to evil or the devil. This makes good and evil extremely accessible and understandable, because everything that happens in this world that happens in a way that we perceive to be evil is being perpetrated because somebody perpetrating is fearful. The guides are impressing upon me that we need to start to recognise what unconditional love is and embody it more on this planet, because we don't. We love conditionally on this planet, and that means we are not loving purely. Our love that we display for people quite oftentimes gets mixed up with a good dose of fear. For example, have you ever found jealousy to be a sign that somebody loves you? Have you found that jealousy within yourself has been a guide to let you know how much you love someone? I'm going to put it to you that if you've ever thought in that manner, you are mistaken. If you are jealous, it means you are fearful of losing something, of loss. And any time that we feel that we may lose something, that is a perceived danger by the brain. The brain then creates fear. It will flood you with cortisol. It will take over your thinking mind and try to put your brain into a fear, fight or flight mode. So emotions that we would consider to be lower frequency emotions, such as jealousy, arise in us without our control, because we haven't recognised that emotions such as that are fear and not love. Love does not hurt. Many people talk about love hurting. It doesn't. What hurts is when a person confuses or pollutes the love they feel with fear. Now let me tell you, in this world right now, there is so much fear that humanity is on a brink. It's on a brink of self-destruction or self-actualization and realization. Because the truth is that we don't make change unless we're uncomfortable. So these lower frequency emotions can work to our advantage if we allow them to, or they can work against us if they take control. And any time somebody is asserting control over you, they will use fear. If you just think about the relationships that you've had in your life where you felt controlled, or you have felt like your freedoms have been curtailed, it is because there has been a big, heavy dose of fear. This is what narcissists use, and it's how they get away with love bombing and making you feel wonderful. Because inside of you, you really do have deep-rooted fears. The narcissist love bombs, playing on all your fears, and then asserting nothing but fear and control on you. Once they've won your trust, they know exactly how to manipulate you through fear. This can't happen though once you start to embody unconditional love and start to recognise what unconditional love is. And the spirit guides come forward to me to try to show me the unconditional loving nature of the love they hold so that we can embody it, so that I can communicate it, so that more of us can recognise when we are actually experiencing love, and we can embody it more and pass that down to our children. We have got to shift our awareness. If we do not, well, we can see what's going on in this world. We are being controlled by fear. We are being controlled by the images we see where other people who are understandably in a great deal of fear for the atrocities being carried out upon them are now in a state of war. The body, as I said, the brain, will go into a fear, fight or flight mode when it feels or perceives danger. Your task in moving into higher consciousness is to begin to recognise the difference between the two and to embody more and more of the love that you are. Now, when the soul is created, it comes away from pure unconditional love. This is what the guides teach. This is what White Feathers taught me. And as the soul comes away from pure source energy, which is perceived by the human body as the emotion we called love, as that energy, as the soul comes away from that energy, it separates and it moves into a reality of duality, both in the spirit world and in this world, because they are both worlds of form. In order to do that, as it moves away from pure unconditional blissful love, that pure energy that it is starts to interact with all these lower frequency emotions, these different frequency energies. So both in the spirit world, there can be people that experience fear. I have brushed up against many in my time now, 25 years now as a professional medium. I know what I'm talking about. And the spirit guides have taken me, myself, and energy healer Giles Whitnell, who works with me in this manner in spiritual crisis, into situations where we have been able to communicate and reach out to those in the spirit world who have aligned themselves with fear more than they have aligned themselves with the love that they are. They've lost sight of themselves, their divine nature. Now, this goes on in this world. So part of the spiritual crisis work that I'm doing, part of the soul guidance work that I'm now doing with White Feather and the team that work with us, I'm also helping people in this life to recognise when they are existing in a state of fear and helping them to move into and towards unconditional love. I cannot stress how important this is. So does good and evil exist in the spirit world? Yes, it does. Because you cannot have hot without cold, left without right, up without down, material world without the spiritual dimensions, love without fear. A lot of people mistake love and hate for the opposites. It's not. Love and fear. Fear is the opposite to love, not hate. Hate doesn't serve anybody. Hate only makes you suffer more. It doesn't get you anywhere. Converting your fears, working on your fears, moves you towards love. And we all want to feel and exist in love. And the sad part about this is, as I just explained, you came from unconditional love. That energy, that source energy, is who you really are. So I'm inviting you to remember who you really are. It couldn't be more important on this planet right now for humanity. When I'm talking to you, I'm not talking with fluffy, airy, fairy, new age ideas. I'm not talking about love and light, which gets bandied around so much, and yet I don't see people really embodying it. I'm talking to you about how we fix the mess we're in. When you're challenged in a situation in life, when you are stressed, anxious, when you are nervous, when you are feeling these emotions that bring you down, which is why they're called low frequency emotions, they make you down. They literally change your chemical makeup. They change your whole body and your brain and move you into a space of dis-ease. You're not at ease with yourself. Go into your body, check in with yourself. How are you feeling? Be honest with yourself. If you are feeling off sorts when you're in a relationship with somebody, when you're dealing with somebody at work, if you are trying to handle perhaps a house move, a career change, or maybe something even more challenging, like diplomatic relations with people, go in to feel how you feel first. Check, scan, make sure that there isn't fear driving the message that is going to come out of your mouth. Your words have power. There is a reason that words, when we learn to write them, are called spelling. It goes right the way back to ancient times, Egypt and beyond, where they would cast spells. Your words have power. They are emotive. Are you communicating unconditional love? That means that you come to the conversation with no expectation. You come with hope, you come with desire, but you don't come expecting a certain result. It means that you come to the conversation without a need to see a certain outcome, a willingness to be flexible, to put yourself in the shoes of the other person, to hear their side of the story, to understand what it is that they're saying that they need. Because you don't know that the outcome that you're holding in your head is the best outcome. Not until you've had a conversation, at least. And the other thing that you do is you try to keep your wants out of it. Of course you come with goals. Of course you come to a situation with how you would like to see progress made by the end of it. Move forward with progress. Of course. How would we ever move forward in life? But unfortunately, expectation, need and want relates or equates to fear. And then fear, once again, is now controlling. So I know what I'm saying today is deep. I'm sitting in this red light and I can feel the power of it. I can feel the guides all around me. I can feel White Feather inspiring me to speak this message. It's going to be the beginning of a lot of information you see coming out on this channel from me, all about soul connection, all about unconditional love, your soul self, spirit communication, what the guides are trying to communicate, and how we can make tomorrow a better place for the souls that are going to be incarnating in. It's exciting. There is a lot of positive to come, and we are seeing so much fear. I don't know about you, but certainly, I'm not watching the news in the same way because it's overwhelming. We want to shut down and just go into our shells like a clam. Just clam up. Really, we want to be like oysters though, don't we? We want to be cultivating beautiful pearls inside there, so that when we do open up and when we let others see our true self, our authentic soul self, it's one that is motivating, empowering, loving, inspiring and encouraging. Now, I'm not asking or saying this under any delusions. I understand this is a world of suffering. I understand that we all suffer, and most of us don't level up until we're uncomfortable enough that we change our viewpoints and change our ways and have to find a new perspective. But that is open to all of us. And I can feel White Feather here. He's impressing upon me that that is how we ascend both in this world and in the spiritual world into the higher realms of light and love, into reality that is loving, nurturing, and we do that within ourselves. It starts with us. It comes from within us. It only ever comes from within us. So I'm closing my eyes because I can feel the guides just absolutely emanating love and sending love over to you. I want to put my hands out just to send the power that's coming from the spirit side of life, from the ascended side of life, from those that are existing in unconditional love towards you. It exists. And too many people on the planet believe that true love doesn't exist. It does. And that's why you're seeking it. Your soul knows it. It will ever pull you towards it. And one day you will head back to it because you choose to. In the meantime, where you are, is it perfect? There is no right or wrong when it comes to ascension. Only the intention to begin to know better so you can do better. So I'm going to leave this thought for the day with you here. I've answered your questions. Thank you so much for your attention. If you've enjoyed this video, please do click like and subscribe. I really look forward to being back with you guys soon. In the meantime, stay well. And I'm sending unconditional love out there to this community because I can see and feel how much is there coming back at me. And I really am very, very, very grateful.